Imagine you're diving in a warm, prehistoric ocean. The water around you is calm, and then something moves in the dark below you. Something with arms, 8 of them, each one longer than a school bus, and it's coming up. This wasn't a movie monster. This was real, and it was probably the apex predator of the ancient ocean. Meet Nanaimoteuthis. The giant octopus lived about 100 million years ago, during the age of the dinosaurs. And just like the dinosaurs, it was absolutely massive. Scientists recently analyzed 27 fossilized jaws, the only hard part of an octopus's body. And what they found blew every expectation out of the water. The larger of the 2 known species, Nanaimoteuthis haggarti, is estimated to have grown between 6.6 and 18.6 meters long. That's between 22 and over 60 feet. Let that sink in. Over 60 feet. That's longer than a city bus, longer than a bowling lane, longer than most great white sharks you'll ever see in a documentary. In fact, it was bigger than some of the most famous sea monsters of its time, including the Mosasaurus, the iconic ocean predator you might know from Jurassic World. But size alone doesn't make something terrifying. What Nanaimoteuthis did with that size, that's the part that's hard to forget. By studying the wear marks on its fossilized jaws, researchers found that this octopus regularly bit through hard shells and bones. Not occasionally, regularly. The jaw edges on older animals were worn down and chipped, a clear sign of a lifetime spent crunching through armored prey. Think about what that means. Other sea creatures of this era evolved harder and harder shells to survive. And Nanaimoteuthis just ate through them anyway. It was at the very top of the food chain, not as a side player, but as a true apex predator. The same rank as sharks and giant marine reptiles. For a long time, scientists assumed that invertebrates, animals without a backbone, were just the prey in ancient oceans. Nanaimoteuthis completely flips that idea. Here's where it gets even stranger. When researchers looked more closely at the jaw wear, they noticed something unexpected. The right side of the jaw was consistently more worn than the left. In other words, this animal had a dominant side, a preference, a handedness, just like you might be right or left-handed. In today's octopuses, this kind of lateral preference is linked to a more advanced brain, which means Nanaimoteuthis, this enormous bone-crushing predator from 100 million years ago, was likely already intelligent. Not just a mindless killing machine, but a creature that thought, planned, and hunted with purpose. The octopuses we know today, the ones solving puzzles in aquariums and unscrewing jars. Their story of intelligence may go back further than anyone imagined. The ocean today hides creatures we still haven't found. The giant squid wasn't photographed alive until 2004. We've explored less than 20% of the deep sea. And somewhere in those dark depths, there are animals whose ancestors once ruled an ocean where even the monsters had monsters. Nanaimoteuthis is gone. But the oceans haven't given up all their secrets yet.